Welcome back to the Brand Personalization Video Marketing course. This is day 27, and this is part 2. Gotta love technology and internet problems and everything else that comes along with it, so if you've already seen part 27, you might want to watch this one too, because this one's going to be the complete video. So, won't go off into a rant, but we'll just say things happen, and if you are going to be a video marketer, these are some of the things that you're going to have to take into account. Things don't always, happen as planned, and it's actually good for you to see that, even if someone knows what they're doing, things do happen. So if you do make mistakes or things don't go right, it's not the end of the world. You start over, and do it again. And I think the biggest part of that is if you make a mistake or something doesn't go right, acknowledge it. That's the best way that you can save face, and it's the best way that you can keep, rapport with your audience. So if something doesn't go right, I make sure to acknowledge it, so that way, people can see, I am human, things do happen, and we go on from there. So today we're going to cover how to think like a video marketer, and this is going to cover several different subjects. And I know that some people have been surprised that I haven't covered keyword research yet, and what do you do if you're going to be doing CPA offers or VCs or whatever. And that's why I was wanting to make sure to leave this segment towards the end of the course, because I know that there are a lot of internet marketers that want to improve their game, but they're not sure what to do. And I wanted to make sure that the meat of the course was already out of the way, so that way we can get into certain tactics or things that you can do. And while I personally don't do affiliate marketing or anything like that, I understand there's a lot of people that that's how they make their living online, or if they're going to have a internet business, that's the direction that they go. So I'm going to go ahead and touch base on it a little bit. Usually if you hear anything about keyword research, automatically everyone says go straight to the Google keyword tool and all that. And I'm going to show you why that's not really the best strategy. Plus I'm going to show you a simpler way that's going to be more effective. So let's go ahead and head over to Google. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Easiest way to get to the keyword tool, in the search box, just start typing in keyword tool. And the reason I'm showing you this first is because if you notice how I got here, it was the instant search. And that's what you should actually be focusing on when you're choosing your keywords that you're targeting. But I'll get to that in a minute. They make sure that it's difficult for bots to use things no matter what site you're on, but it gets to the point where it gets harder and harder for humans to use it. But it's a free tool. Okay, let's say for this course we are going to focus on video marketing. Okay. Now this is where most people teaching how to do keyword marketing is going to say, this is the holy grail. This is what you focus on, and compile your list, blah blah blah. Okay, the reason that I don't recommend this, for one, you have to keep in mind what this tool is actually used for. It is used for AdWords. So the results that you see are based around ads. So, while the keyword list may be relevant, depending on what the niche or, especially the more local marketing that you get into, you're not going to see that many results. But if I was going to do traditional keyword research, then basically I would be looking at the keyword itself. I would look at what the competition is, what kind of global searches, and then the local monthly searches. So basically the local would be closer to you. The global is going to be everywhere. The competition has absolutely no relevance in what we're doing, because that's only if you're going to be buying AdSense ads. And then the keyword itself is basically, what kind of keyword should you use if you're going to be buying ads. And that's why using this method is kind of flawed. And the main reason that this method is taught is because, especially when you get into internet marketing, regardless if it's article or video or whatever the medium, basically they are going for the low-hanging fruit, or the the longer range keywords, or commonly known as long tail. So, the reason that I despise this is because basically what they are teaching is look for a keyword term that has high relevancy, a decent search query, but low competition that you can instantly rank for. The problem is that's going to be for terms you know absolutely nothing about. So what kind of quality of content could you put out there if you know nothing about the subject? I mean, granted, you can pull articles from other places or rewrite them or have them rewritten or whatever, but you're going to be regurgitating garbage instead of putting out quality content. And that's why I go against that. Now, the more advanced you get into keyword research, there are tools that are recommended. But for what we're doing, I'm going to show you the simple and easy way, and anyone can do it. So let's start fresh with Google. Okay, let's say we are going for video marketing. Okay, we automatically have 4 that come in the drop box. Now, of course, we definitely want to get video marketing, but now it says, tips, statistics. So, if you notice with Instant on, it's already going to, start displaying results. This is the area that you mainly want to focus on, because if someone is in Google and they are going to be searching for whatever your product line is, this is where everything's going to show up without them even searching. Just by them, typing in dog training products or, whatever niche that you're going after. With Instant on, it's already going to show. So, since I'm doing a course, let's expand on it a little bit. Okay, so by default, it's going to show the top 4 results for that key phrase. So of course, video marketing course is going to be number 1, but then we have best, then affiliate, and then adding training in there. So if I was going to focus on video marketing course, then I would actually go to target these 4 terms, because these are the most relevant, and the fact that they are showing up in the drop box, that means that people are actually searching for those terms. So whatever the search volume is completely irrelevant, because once you have a product or a niche or a subject, then the only time that numbers would come into play is to find out if you want to go in that area anyway. If you are putting out videos, it's because you're already in that area. So the reason that I'm covering keyword research now is because by now you already know what you're doing. You already have an expertise or a subject that you're going to be covering. So now is the time to come to Google and refine, what terms you're going to be using to focus on. So it's a huge change in, thought, because when you're trying to rank in Google, basically, more relevant and more fresh, the better. In YouTube, the older it is, the more it's going to rank, because it's gradually going to get more views. So if you focus on the niche instead of just keywords, then even if it's not getting a high volume now, it will in time. And it's more important to get on the top of your niche regardless what the key term is, instead of just going after low-hanging fruit and putting out garbage just to rank number 1. I would rather be in the number 3 spot for something that is genuine than to be in the number 1 spot for absolute garbage that no one's going to search for, and they're not going to buy your stuff anyway. And of course there are exceptions to that, but you need to focus on quality, not quantity. And just because you're ranking number 1 for things doesn't translate into conversions or even traffic, for that matter. So if you focus on what you actually know, and you're going to be putting out quality content on what you know, then be the best in your field no matter what it is. Now, when you're doing things as a service like we do, then other factors come into play, and then we need to look at volumes and things like that. But most people are going to be staying in one area, and that's why this is going to be the easiest method to find what terms that you should rank for. Because if you're doing Great Dane training, and I mentioned that because of my friend Deb, she has one product, but if I type in Great Dane training, then I automatically see I need to go after tips, information, and books. So when you're doing keyword research, use it to refine, not define. Okay, now the next thing that I want to cover is, when you are starting to put things out, basically you're going to be you're going to be in competition with other people. So what you want to do, and this doesn't matter what niche you're in or anything like that, you want to find your competition. You want to model them. Give you a quick example. Whenever we're doing campaigns for clients for local SEO, we'll go on to Google Places, and then whatever we're trying to rank for, we'll just go to the people that are already ranking, see where they're getting their citations from, make sure that we have citations from all the same places, and bam, we're instantly on top. Same thing with traditional SEO. We'll find the places that people are getting their links from. We'll make sure to get our links from there too, because Google's already saying that this term must be very relevant, So if we're getting links back from all the places that the top 5 competitors are getting their links from, then we must be super relevant. Same thing in video marketing. Follow your competition. Follow the other people in the niche. Model what they do, because whatever they are doing to get in the number 1 spot is working. So model it. And there's no hard and fast rule of what you should do, because every subject is different. And the more that you work around with video, you're going to see a few commonalities, but every term is different. And no matter what anybody says, this is true. So there's a few other tricks that you can do as far as have other people give you video responses to help with the social proof and to help your rankings to get up. But at the same time, you should be sending your videos as video responses to related videos, because if it's already relevant, then if you are tied to that video, then that's going to make you a little bit more relevant now, isn't it? Same thing with playlists. A common tactic is, if you don't have many videos yet, go ahead and create a playlist in your niche. Go ahead and grab the first 3 to 5 videos that are ranking for that term, then stick your video right in the center. Then go to page 5 or whatever and get some videos that have absolutely no views on them. Put those towards the end. YouTube is going to see your video in the mix with all these other videos that are highly relevant, and that's going to help boost you up. And then another thing you can do if you're going to monitor is once the video playlist starts ranking, then rearrange it or swap out videos. Just because it starts ranking because you have the top 3 in there doesn't mean that it's going to quit ranking whenever you replace them with your playlist or all your videos. So there's a lot of different tactics like that, but the easiest way that I could say to do any of this as far as being a video marketer is watch others, pay attention, and don't do what people say. Follow what they do, and that's the biggest trick. So I think you're going to be very pleased what I have coming up. I believe tomorrow. Basically going to show you a little bit of what I do on the back end. I set up an order for, I think I'm setting up about 600 sites. 600, something like that. So basically, up until this point, I haven't put these videos on any other sites. There's no articles, anything. So you're going to see what happens when you bump up a few levels and you start getting some professional services. And you're going to see what happens when you have your articles or your videos syndicated on 500 or 600 sites. And that's when it gets exciting, and that's how the big boys do it. So even if you're not ready for that yet, it's still good to see what happens or how it looks when things like that do come about, so that way you can plan for yours. So basically, I'm just extending a little bit on yesterday's lesson. And before I show the websites and everything, because the accounts are still being set up, I think the next important thing is going to be your analytics. So in the next lesson, we're going to cover insights. So till next lesson, this is Dustin with Brand Personalization. Take care.